Hi, welcome to Cheryls Corner. We're a Bible believing community where we learn from our mistakes. If you are new, welcome to Cheryls Corner. Glad to have you. If you're returning, welcome back. Glad to have you both. Here at Cheryls Corner, we blend pop videos and topics with biblical teachings. If you love the Bible and you also like a little sprinkle of pop culture, go ahead. Hit the subscribe button below. Hit the button below. We would love for you to join our community. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell. Bing! That way you'll know when my new videos are being released. Okay, community, let's hop into this week's topic. How to harness the power of positive thinking. Positive affirmations. That's this week's topic. By the end of this video, I'll show you steps to improve your confidence by harnessing positive affirmations. By the end of this video, you will know how to use positive words, deflect the negative energy in your life, improve your confidence. You're going to be able to get that job you really, really desire. What about buying that dream home that you've always thought of? Even just taking your world to new levels. I want you to be positive, and I'm going to show you just how to do that by the end of this video. This week's scripture, I looked up Proverbs 13, 3 through 13. Let's just focus on Proverbs 13, verse 3. Those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruins. Proverbs 13, 3 and 13. You remember in Aesop's fable, one of the morals that were taught was be careful of what you wish for. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Loose lips, Flip Wilson used to say, sink ships. And have you ever heard the term, you're going to eat those words? This is usually said when you accuse someone or you condemn something. So we have to watch our words. David in the Bible terms said, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Solemn, remember? Wise Solomon in our biblical terms, he said, be sensible, hardworking, and honest. This will bring contentment and you'll enjoy life. Don't be cunning and lazy. This shows discipline. So, in the movie Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin, he was a troublesome little 8-year-old. Remember that movie Home Alone? It's an old one. But it's really good during this time of the year. And it's also lessons to take from that. But he would fight with his brothers and sisters and cousins. And it was always mayhem in the household. And the family was preparing to go to Paris for the holidays. And during all the disruption and distraction that was going on, he got into a fight. So his mom sent him to his room to just have some think time, to think about his actions and what he can do to be a better person. And he was sent to the attic and he was fussing and arguing with his mom. And he put the words, I wish I had no family. From an 8-year-old, that sounded like that was the right thing to say. But again, words matter. And we have to be careful with our words. Proverbs reminded us of that. Those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin. So let's watch the words that we take and the words that we say. I'm reminded of a lady who was from an affluent home, just like in Home Alone. Did you notice the big, beautiful home that they were a part of? And this lady was born in Paris also. And she was from an affluent home, very affluent household, came with the best of everything. And her name was Charlotte Elliott. Charlotte Elliott being from such influence and affluency, her grandfather was a minister, and they constantly talked about Christianity and how it reflected. But Charlotte always wanted to be of the world. It seemed like it was more enticing, and she didn't see where she needed forgiveness or mercy or anything like that. Her life was pretty cool. It was going really well. She didn't have worries or cares. By the time she was 32 years old, she became sick and ill with a debilitating illness. And with that, she began to become depressed. She had rages. She felt sad for herself. And during her sickness, she lost her mother. And as time progressed, she still didn't see where she needed to be grounded or guarded. So years later, she lost a couple of more siblings, her sister, and her illness continued to cause her great pain and discomfort. And she eventually moved in with her brother. And as she moved in with her brother, he was a charity organizer. So one day they went to visit the neighboring town to make fundraisers and do Christian work and to build a school. And she was so often given what she wanted. People would take care of her. She was an educated woman, but because of her illness, she found herself in a helpless, hopeless, and lonely state. So as the family traveled to be a benefit to others, she found herself home alone. She too, just like in the movie, was there to become thoughtful and fend for herself. She had a family friend, Mr. Malin, and he would always ask her about her relationship with Christ. And she would always say she haven't gotten it together yet. There were still other things that she herself alone wanted to do outside of Christ. And Just As I Am is a song that we constantly sing that Charlotte Elliott so eloquently penned. And one thing that her friend finally encouraged her to do was, you'll never be ready to accept Christ in your life. So just cut the cable. It will not take too long. It will take too long if you slowly try to unbraid it. And she found herself home alone, and she had to fend for herself. And in that, those words that her friend would tell her, come as you are. God is waiting for you to come as you are. And that is difficult when you're a person who have tried to do things on your own. You had the money, the prestige, the power, the influence, the social circle. People look to you for direction and all, and you were always able to provide that. But when you find yourself in a lower position, a lower situation, it leaves you kind of in an apathetic way. And it is mind-blowing and can be disturbing to know that all the things that you thought were so easily given to you, now you find yourself not able to do those things. The people that used to come around you when you had money and had influence, those people slowly began to fade out of your life. The prestige and power that you once exuded, now those people or places no longer call on you. So you find yourself just there home alone in your bed. Your family has moved forward with their lives in trying to be of service to other citizens of the land. And what do you do? Where do you go? How do you feel? I want to give you some examples of being specific with how to add confidence to your life. By the end of this video, we will have steps to improve your confidence. Specifically, how do I start feeling better about my life and my situation and who I am? It's through positive affirmation. Identify what is positive and what is negative. You first have to know that. And below, I will give a link to some happy words, to some positive words, to some things that will bring encouragement and betterment into your life. And once you start asserting and affirming positive things into your life, what happens? You usually start feeling better. And when you start feeling better, you have more energy. Are we looking for more energy? Are you looking for more energy? When you have more energy, you can come to work, you can go to church, you can be more present, you can give of your service with a happy attitude. That's when you start harnessing positive affirmations. So you'll start to feel better. And when what kind of things do you do when you start feeling better? Let's just say you're really good with baking. So you bake chocolate chip cookies. And not only then you say, these are pretty good. Then you start adding pecans into your next recipe. Then you may add a drop of butter and a little more flavor to enhance it. So you're becoming better. And when you start using and harnessing positive affirmation, you do have more energy. You do feel better. And you'll want to do what? Hopefully share this good feeling with others, because we're nothing without others in our lives. And as Charlotte began to later realize the words that her depression wasn't getting her anywhere, she was home alone. She had to be inventive and think of things that she was good at. When you look at the movie with Kevin McAllister, he too had to be inventive and creative and go outside of himself to be who he needed to be to survive, because there were robbers that had very bad motives that wanted to take the family home and do bad things and steal and rob from it. So when you start looking for ways to have positive affirmation, things start to change in your life. And those are the things that I want you to look at. So you're baking really well. Not only are you baking really well, you start to share those ideas and things. And usually conversation takes place. Let's just say you take a very good item that you have done with others, and that generates conversation. So no longer are you being demeaned or looked upon as a bad person or sent away from the conversation, like Kevin was sent to his room, which isolated and separated him from the family. And with those decisions, he ended up being left home alone. So if you are lacking your confidence, I want to build that for you. I want to give you specific steps to carry you there. So we have the positive words. We have the affirmation. You know that what you're doing, you're really good at. And with that, it generates conversation. As Charlotte laid in her bed, she realized she wasn't getting anywhere. But what she did realize is that she was really good with writing. She was a poet. So with that writing, she began to pen the words, "Lord, come into my life just as I am, without one plea." And that's what she became good at. And as she put those words into circulation, more people began to talk to her, to embrace her, and to want to include her back into the circle that she was once so familiar and popular with. So with this, these are things on harnessing positive affirmation. So you're no longer feel depressed. You're no longer enraged. You're no longer feeling sorry for yourself. You know that you're good with your skills and talent. And with this, you're ready to share with others. They will begin to ask questions. They will summons you. They will want to know how they too can be a part of your life. Now that I have given you ways to harness positive affirmation, you can go out into the world. You can share your gifts and your talents with others. You can hold your head up. You can hold your shoulders back. You can know that you are present and that you too are important. It is very liberating to harness the positive affirmations. You can start using language that gives you encouragement and that is good for you. You're ready to be a part of the world. So with these tips that I have given, have the right motive, be present, increase your vocabulary, get energy back into your life, do the best work that you have done, those talents and gifts that were always inside of you, you're able to promote that and you're able to come forward and others can benefit from your skills and talents. I hope that this has gotten you a step closer to being who you were born to be and to give you positive affirmations to have a great life. See you next week. Don't forget to subscribe because I need you to be a part of this channel. And we will be looking at biblical teachings and pop culture and topics to blend where those things merged together. Again, thank you for being with Cheryls Corner.